So welcome to the Diversity Dialogue. I have three guests with me today. I have Diana Kelley, who's been a longtime supporter for many of my shows in the past. So welcome back, Diana. But I got to kind of tell her what, for the viewers who don't know what Diana is, which should be very few. She's a volunteer, security CTO, executive advisor, board member, and keynote speaker. Welcome, Diana.
Thanks. Great to be here, Ashwin.
I have Ayesha, who's also been on the show before. She is a cyber threat intelligence and strategic alliances leader and advisory board member. And she didn't say this, but I know that she's a big time volunteer for social causes. Welcome back, Ayesha.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And I have a brand new guest, Andy Ellis, who is an operating partner, former CSO. Welcome to the show, Andy.
Thanks for having me, Ashwin. I guess I have to say long time, first time.
So the topic is diversity and specifically neurodiversity. And I know it has a lot of connotations and lots of people aren't even aware of that. And I raised my hand. I wasn't aware of what it meant up until a week ago. So why don't we kind of set the stage? Again, I want to give all three of you a chance of what it means for you personally, what you've experienced at work, or maybe you're a newbie like me, in which case that's fine too. And then the second aspect of that is the experiences that we learn from neurodiversity and how does map into cybersecurity, which is kind of all of our bread and butter. So let's start with you, Diana.
Yeah, so neurodiversity it's an interesting concept that hasn't been talked about as much until a little bit more recently, the past few years. And it can be hard to pin down because neurodiverse people tend to have overlapping characteristics with other parts of neurodiversity. And you'll hear people say things like Asperger's, autism, dyslexia, ADHD, dyspraxia, and all of these are neurodiversity. And it just means essentially that those of us that have it, and the three guests today do, are all neurodiverse, which is very cool. It just means that our brains work a little bit differently than others. In my case, I'm a dyslexic. So I had a very hard time. I was actually told when I was a child, I would never read at a normal level. So just be prepared to never read properly. I was very lucky. I was able to overcome that, and I am able to read properly. But when I get tired, the letters dance. For some dyslexics, the letters dance, and the letters do dance for me sometimes. And sometimes when I'm tired, I can't read properly. I can't retain the information. And I also can't write. So I just have to put it down for the day when I'm too tired to override. And I also have another part that's very common with dyslexia, which makes many people very angry with me when I'm giving directions, but we're not very good at left versus right. So that can be a bit of a problem.
Wow, interesting. Andy, your thoughts?
Yeah, so neurodiversity it's a fascinating topic, but I like to look at it in the context of just inclusion in general. We can put labels on folks, and we can each have labels. I'll add mine. ADHD and high functioning Asperger's, which went undiagnosed most of my life until I got to watch my son, who has the exact same style of thinking that I do, get diagnosed. And I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense about the sort of struggles that I have gone through. But the labels are just hints towards what people might need, but every individual is different. One person with ADHD and another person with ADHD, you can't meet them by just saying, oh, this is what an ADHD person needs. In the same way that you can't say, oh, well, this is what a woman in the workforce needs, or this is what a Hispanic person in the workforce needs. It's about creating an inclusive culture where you listen to what people need and optimize for them.
Ayesha, your thoughts?
I could not agree more with both of you, and thank you for that. For me, it's similar to what Diana said. I would say, to me, neurodiversity is really we're individuals who have different brain functions. We think a little bit different than, I guess, the word that's used, what neurotypical people. And to me, I think it goes back to exactly, Andy, what you're saying. It's looking at it from that perspective of inclusivity, really. And I think that's important. And in a person that has ADHD myself, and this is the first platform that I've actually spoken openly about it in a professional setting, how do we make it acceptable and more, create an environment that's inclusive, where you're right, if you're a woman or you're a person that has or you're on the spectrum or has ADHD, that everyone is included and feels comfortable and has been given the right resources to be successful in their role.